Now let's go to the third and last question, where it's asking you to identify which of these is a true statement. So let's see this. It says contractions of the submucosa cause peristalsis. This is false. Contraction occurs in muscle, and you saw in the previous diagram that I drew, muscle was seen in the mucosa and muscle is seen in the muscularis externa. Submucosa has loose connective tissue, glands in certain areas, so therefore it is not capable of causing peristalsis. The second one is lack of intrinsic factor will lead to improper protein digestion. This also is false, because lack of intrinsic factor leads to a condition which is known as pernicious anemia. And the reason is that intrinsic factor is required for absorption of vitamin B12. B12 is needed for maturation of red blood cells. Now, if there is no intrinsic factor, B12 absorption will not occur properly, so red blood cells will not mature. You end up with anemia, and that kind of anemia is known as pernicious anemia. Protein digestion is dependent on pepsinogen. Pepsinogen, which is activated by HCl, and then this pepsinogen gets converted to pepsin, which digests protein. So intrinsic factor has nothing to do with activation of pepsinogen and conversion to pepsin. So therefore this statement is incorrect. Let's look at this one. An enlarged left atrium will compress the trachea. This also is incorrect. So these two were incorrect too, because an enlarged left atrium will compress the esophagus. So if you look at it from the side, and you're looking at the heart from the side, and if I draw the heart, this area here, this part here is the left atrium, and here is the esophagus, which lies behind. The trachea divides into its two bronchi way higher up. So if this is enlarged, this will compress the esophagus and cause dysphagia. So therefore this statement is false. And the last statement, which says the liver sinusoids contain both arterial and venous blood. This is the true statement, because the sinusoids, which are present between the liver cells known as hepatocytes, they do contain both arterial and venous blood. The hepatic artery sends its blood into this, and the portal vein also sends its blood into this. So the reason being, the portal vein is carrying blood which is very rich in nutrients. Those nutrients can pass into the cells. The artery carries oxygenated blood, and so that's how the liver cells get the oxygen. Plus, because of the pressure in the artery, the blood is able to flow upwards towards the central vein, which is present here. So that's how the blood can flow in this direction. So therefore this is a true statement, and hence the answer to this question.